Hello and what is up, Herd Nation? I'm the Solid Moose, and today I'd like to have a very different kind of discussion video. This is going to be completely off script, so there's going to be probably a lot of jump cuts, but let's get to the point. Today I really want to talk about Crash Bandicoot because it looked amazing. I know I'm a little tardy to the party, but that's fine. I want to talk about it because I didn't get a chance to talk about it when it first was revealed, so now is the time. Firstly, I'd like to say that this game is beyond fucking gorgeous. It looks like a cartoon. It straight up looks like a cartoon. It looks like something that you would see like one of Netflix's animated original series or something like that, or something you see on Nickelodeon nowadays. Like it looks like it could be a fucking Pixar movie. It's beautiful. It is so pretty. And it's like one-to-one a remake of the original. It's not even just like a half-ass like, oh well, we retextured some of this and we added a couple extra things over here. Like, it is almost identical. It is almost identical. Even some of the props in the background, they are the same. It is amazing. They redid all the cutscenes. They got even like the voice actors. They really, Activision did a fucking amazing job with this. I commend everyone that worked on this game because they're actually doing it justice. This is how you should do a remake. You know, like there's been times where there's like remakes of not just video games, but even movies where they do remakes, and it's like it has nothing to do with the original. Like it's not even close. Like it's just, I'm so happy. If you couldn't tell, this is amazing looking. I am so happy about this game. Now, I don't know how a lot of people are gonna feel. I can tell that the general consensus is they're hyped. Everybody's really excited about this. But I can tell that there are some people that are a little bit on it because like 90s nostalgia has been like the biggest thing ever now with like Majora's Mask, even though I think that came out in 2000, whatever. But Ocarina of Time remake, Resident Evil 2 remake, Final Fantasy VII remake, Crash Bandicoot remake. Like the remakes are fucking strong, but I'm just happy that they're not just remasters. That's my thing. Like remakes, I'm totally cool with. Remake the whole fucking planet, but just don't give us remasters. Like that one time when Square Enix just fucking faked us out at E3. Was it E3? I think it was E3, where we got all super huge boners thinking that we were gonna get Final Fantasy VII remake, and they were just like, Final Fantasy VII now on PlayStation Network in HD, but it was the PlayStation 1 version. That was some shit. I haven't been that mad in a minute. But like, just remasters are trash, but like remakes, I'm all for that. And honestly, I love Crash Bandicoot. I love Naughty Dog. Naughty Dog is actually my favorite video game developer of all time. Like, they can do no wrong in my book, because in my years of being on this planet, my 22 years of being here, Naughty Dog has not made a bad game in my opinion. Like, there have been games that weren't as good, but they haven't made just a shit game before. Like, they got a goddamn Undertaker streak. I'm just hoping that Brock Lesnar doesn't come and fuck them up. You know, all you wrestling fans out there, you understand what I'm talking about. But they can do literally no wrong. And even though, yeah, it's being done by Activision, it was still originally a Naughty Dog game. They're using all the same, like, it's the same mechanics that Naughty Dog already laid out. So I'm happy that they're being completely truthful. But back to the point that I was going to make, I'm very happy that they're making the Crash Bandicoot remake. But the thing is personally, when I was growing up, I had more experience with Spyro than I did with Crash Bandicoot, and I would love to see a Spyro remake. That would just, and don't make him look like the Skylander Spyro. Jesus Christ, his face was fucked. Don't do that. He looked like he looked like shit. He looked like a retarded bulldog or something. Like, I don't know what the fuck they did to him, but just go back go get the voice of SpongeBob and have him voice Spyro again. Like, you can try and get all the same voice actors and all that stuff, but just remake that trilogy. Spyro 1, Ripto's Rage, and I think it was Year of the Dragon was the third one. That would be great. Hero's Tale I wasn't a huge fan of. I know a lot of people were a huge fan of that. I had it on GameCube, but yeah, at that point I was like, meh, I'll just play Ripto's Rage, because that's my favorite Spyro. I adore Ripto's Rage. If you could remake that, I will shit everywhere. But I feel like Activision right now this is just a big test. I feel like this is just a huge test to see how well this is going to sell. Now, I'll admit they kind of went all out, because they're not just doing the first Crash Bandicoot, because they could have. They very easily could have. They could have just done the first Crash Bandicoot game and threw that out there and saw how well it sold, but they didn't. And that's what I really commend about Activision. And usually you don't always have very many nice things to say about Activision. But today is one of those days where I have a lot of good things to say, because this shit looks great. It is completely faithful, and they went out of their way, and made the entire trilogy. So if they were to do Spyro, I would hope that they would do the same. Shit, I would love to see a resurgence of like PlayStation remaking their games. That would be awesome. Like getting a bunch of remakes to classic PlayStation 1 games, like getting Medieval and fucking, I think it was Soul Reaver. Oh my God. Because those games won't take as long, I don't imagine, because PlayStation 1 games back then, they weren't huge, you know? They weren't like big open world games like they are now. Like if somebody said, oh, well, make a remake of a game that came out in the PlayStation 3 era, then yeah, that would take a very long time. But with this, I don't feel like it would take as long, because a lot of the games back then were platformers, especially the platformers. Those really aren't gonna take that long to redo. So, and a lot of games back then, like I said, they weren't open world. They were level to level. So you just redesign the levels and there you go. There are people that are just indie developers, people who are just trying to get their name out there, who do that shit immediately in like the fucking Unreal Engine. You know, look at the people who do like the Ocarina of Time stuff, where they like remake the Kokiri Forest and shit. Now, I would love to see that. I would love to see PlayStation just remake all of their classic games for the PS4 and PS4 Pro. That would sell me so hard. Oh my God. Oh my fucking God. Because that would be one thing that Sony had above Microsoft. Because Microsoft could definitely remake all of their games, but Microsoft doesn't have that 90s nostalgia. Nintendo and Sony do. And I feel like if they were to bank on that right now, because it's hot, it is hot. If they were to strike while the iron was hot, that would be really smart in my opinion. Now, yeah, it's something that could get old, and it could get old fast, but if it was done well and not done just back to back consecutively all the time, and done with the best games, I feel like it could be a very, very smart business move, and I would love to see that, and a lot of people would pay for that, and a lot of people would invest in a PlayStation 4 for that. Even people who don't play video games anymore, people who gave up a long time ago, if they heard that all of their old favorite games from when they were a kid were coming back but better, then that would probably even bring back people who gave up on gaming. So I just feel like this would be a really smart thing to do, and I am very happy that Activision is making Crash Bandicoot, because it could be a sign of things to come. So, but what do you guys think? Do you think that remaking old classic games from the 90s, like the PlayStation 1 era, would be a good idea, or do you think that they should just make a couple and leave it alone? And what do you think of the Crash Bandicoot remake? And what game would you want to see remade? Like, it could be any game. You know, it doesn't have to just be a PlayStation game. It could be literally any game. But until next time, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you decide to subscribe and check out our website, Google Plus, and all that stuff. And Peace out, Herd Nation. Herd hype! Yeah, brother.